Hey, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? After Hours, Cipha Rosenberg, K Fox.
What?
Good morning. Our guest today.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Thank you. Our guest today, to freshen things up, actually we did this exact same thing last week, but with a different group, is some hip-hop nerds.
Right.
With more hip-hop nerds. My kind of people are here.
Well, I know for a fact that it's the real hip-hop nerds. Do you know these guys are hip-hop nerds?
I don't need to know anything.
I don't know about that.
Come on.
Hold on, we're going to talk about that.
Feel a certain way.
Hold on, K-Fox. Before you get into completely senseless, baseless racial issues, let them introduce themselves first.
Okay.
Go ahead, guys. Introduce yourselves.
Jay Shells. I created the project. They're my signs.
What's the name of the project?
Oh, I'm sorry. Right. So the rap quotes, and taking...
Famed historic rap quotes.
Well, not really famed quotes necessarily, just quotes that mention specific corners or locations in the city. So just those snippets of verses.
Like?
And then you got them clockers down at 73rd. That was drug associated since the 70s word, which is talking about the 73rd precinct in Brownsville.
And it's actually there.
It's right in front of the precinct. Or was. Somebody
Just to show me up, he chose one of the least notable quotes, but some of them are very notable quotes. That was a random MOP quote, but some of them are very notable.
Yeah, cough up along where I'm from, Marcy's son.
Exactly.
Another nice. Okay, in front of Marcy.
And who's this gentleman with you?
My name is Eamon. I work for AnimalNewYork.com. We're a blog that usually reports on just like city culture, rap, hip-hop, graffiti, all that type of things. I'm a video editor there.
And you edited this project?
Yep, I was there with him. I shot the whole thing, I edited the whole thing, and I put it online.
So, yes, to make a long story short, they went around the city, took these quotes from rap songs, classic songs, quotes that reference a specific place, and then made what appears to be a street sign.
Right.
But you can see it's just quotes from the songs put on street signs. So here's the question I have. The signs have been up now for how long?
2 weeks.
How many are still there? How many are gone? Do you have any idea?
Well, we put up 5 yesterday that I'm almost positive are still up, but a lot of the previous ones, people are writing me. I wake up to emails every morning. I went out with my friends last night. We went all over the place, and they're gone. So, and people are just jacking.
You did it to yourself, though. You said it in the video. These are going to get stolen. You shouldn't have said that.
No,
you think that made a difference?
Making the video made them get stolen. Because if you just put them up without making a video, then it looks like it's just another sign on the.
Right. And you're trying to park, and you're like, what? What's going on here?
But if we didn't make the video, we wouldn't be sitting here, and nobody would know about it.
So we got video.
And then because of the nature of the project, it's telling you exactly where it is. On 139 in Lenox Ave. Okay, I'm going to go to 139 in Lenox Ave because I'm a big L fan. I'm going to see if I can get the sign.
Yeah.
And then, so every sign, you know exactly where it is. There's other projects I've done.
Yeah, like if you did signs that weren't necessarily about locations of lyrics that have like locations or areas, then they would last longer. But you're like giving a map. It's like a scavenger hunt.
That's exactly
It's an easy scavenger hunt. What did you put up yesterday? New ones?
Yeah.
What are these ones?
I think my favorite one, actually, the Raekwon one from the song Kameh on Ghostface's first album when he talks about Paragon.
Yeah.
So that's up.
By the store, Paragon?
Yeah.
I'll go get that one right now.
Yeah. Bring tools.
Where's Paragon?
It's like
18th and Broadway.
Yeah. 18th, yeah.
And there's actually a new Yellow Wolf song that calls out the Chelsea Hotel, so we put one by the Chelsea Hotel. Lil Dap from an old Gangstar song with Jay.
How did my boy, don't get me wrong, I love him, but how did a random new Yellow Wolf lyric figure its way in there?
Because I just heard it, and he says the Chelsea Hotel. It's got a, I mean, it's not who are my favorite MCs, it's if you call out a corner or a venue or whatever, it's going up.
Yeah, so where are the million
Hot
97 ones
every
you could
day?
put
That's
up?
my word.
There's a
send me one. Also, I don't repeat rappers. I don't repeat locations. So if you want to pick your favorite call out of Hot 97, we'll put one outside of the building.
That'd be pretty hot.
And then when you
I
leave
like
for work, when you leave work that day, you
Benjamins. How about we do that one?
Yeah. Take it.
We got to do the Benjamins.
Okay.
Hot 97.
You did Diddy though, didn't you?
I did Diddy, but I don't.
You didn't do that
Diddy.
song.
I called him Puff Daddy because that's what he was called when he did the verse.
So it's the quote is Puff Daddy.
Yeah, it's we did that one yesterday too in Times Square.
What?
Patrice Dimes Fair. What was it? Bigger than the city lights down in Times Square. From.
And where in Times Square did you put it?
Right in the Mecca, just right under the main corner. So like 40, was it
like
43rd and 7th?
Yeah, right. K5.
I'll show you a flick.
That's dope. And how'd you get started in doing it? Like, why'd you do this? Just
I was home working.
I'm
a fine artist. I was working on like a painting at home, listening to Lifestyles of the Poor and Dangerous, which I've listened to hundreds of times in my life.
I haven't, oddly enough.
How can that be?
I've never really listened to it very much. I know, isn't that very weird?
Yeah.
Did you listen to it a lot?
Yeah, back in the day.
I had put it on. I had MVP. I love Devil's Son. for whatever reason, I think when it was initially released, and this happened a lot, it was single vinyl. And a lot of those single vinyl album releases, when I was buying records, that just meant you weren't getting bought and I wasn't going to listen to it. So I ended up missing out on it for years.
You wouldn't get CDs or cassettes back then?
Dude, I didn't have enough. All my money was spent on records. I didn't stop buying CDs. Once I bought vinyl, I never bought a CD again.
Oh, wow.
Like everything
I got to get the CD also.
Wait,
for that reason.
Even back then you were doing that?
Yeah.
You would buy the vinyl. Hold on. You would buy 2 copies of a single. You'd buy the album when it came out on vinyl. Would you buy 2 copies of the album on vinyl?
I only bought vinyl albums if they were great.
So did you buy Big L's album? Because that's the question. Did you buy it?
No, I don't think I bought that. I have it on vinyl.
I now have a re-release of it, which is double. But I know I've never really. I know a bunch of the songs. But
How do you listen to it? A CD?
Initially, it was a cassette tape, which I threw out many years ago when I moved, which I regret. But then I had the CD, and then now I bought it on iTunes. So I've bought it 3 times in my life. Yeah, it's kind of silly.
So
I'm at home. I'm just listening to it, and the song "Lifestyles of the Poor and Dangerous," which is one of the most badass hip hop songs ever. I just kind of heard myself kicking along with on 139 and Lenox Ave. There's a big park, and I just thought, I want to go put a stake in the ground there so people know when they're coming by that this shit was mentioned in a classic.
And for the record,
are you thinking, why didn't I think of that, Rosenberg?
No, I do I do things like that to me that are interviews and events and things like that. I just love, we're the same. People want to know this is what nerdy.
Don't let him say that.
This is what nerdy white fans bring to hip hop every once in a while. The aggressive, ultra, document it. Don't just let it be out there. Sometimes you need the outsider fan, because a lot of people will always question, not anymore. It's a dated thing. But back in the day, they would question white kids being into hip hop. Why are you so into this? But sometimes that feeling that you have as someone who's always so into it is you feel such a love for it and such a pride that you would think of doing something like that I think the average listener who's from 139 LX, why would they ever think of it? It's just their backyard. But to someone like me, I literally went and visited 139th and Lenox when I was like 15 years old. So it's like it means something different kind of coming from that perspective. So when I hear it, all I think is, good job, nerdy hip-hop fan. I appreciate you.
Yeah, this is way too nerdy for me.
No, hold on, K-Fox, real quick. What are you...
I resent that.
Yeah, me too.
I say that with love.
Okay.
What is your problem with his shirt?
You don't get the joke. I guarantee you don't get
Yeah, she doesn't.
You don't know.
Fill me in.
What's it referencing?
Are you talking about
I
Biggie
get it.
Smalls?
It's pretty simple. There's two references.
No, but she won't know the other part.
I don't remember the other part.
I'm thinking it's B.I.G., Notorious B.I.G. So who?
Ziggy.
Ziggy.
There's a comic called Ziggy that's been around for...
So that's a play on words. Biggie, Ziggy,
and
this
Ziggy
guy.
looks just like this, but they put the crown on him.
Yeah, and Biggie doesn't spell his name like that. Ziggy does. Biggie
But wait, but
like
is Ziggy black?
Logo. No, Ziggy's white.
Okay.
Switch it to make it
That's
Biggie.
the issue.
Hold on. So
I didn't make the shirt.
I
saw it. I thought it was
now,
dope.
if Ziggy is originally black and it's just the Biggie with the crown, then okay. But now it's like mocking
they switched
Biggie.
and made it brown.
Yes.
That's blackface. Blackface cartoon.
In a cartoon.
You're wildin'.
It is. Can you get a close up of his blackface cartoon mocking Biggie?
It's not mocking Biggie. He's got a crown on. He's the king.
It's a mashup shirt.
This is brilliant.
You think about this stuff too much?
No, you guys. They thought about that too much. Let's get Ziggy with blackface.
No, they didn't think blackface.
I don't think blackface.
So what do you call when you turn a white cartoon character brown?
You don't
call it. There's no name for that. It's not a thing. It doesn't happen all the time.
That's a cartoon.
Do you remember
character in
Black Bart
blackface?
Simpson shirts? You remember those from
Yes,
back
I
in the
do.
day?
That was racist too.
That was a little
That was very
different.
offensive.
Right.
It was like
Very
ghetto.
upset because Bart Simpson was yellow. So the Asians were upset.
That's true. No,
Let's not read into it too much. What it is Ziggy was a heavy set cartoon.
Yeah.
Ziggy sounds like Biggie. Someone just thought, boom, there's a cool idea for a shirt. That's it. Yeah.
Don't get caught
Yeah,
up in
All right, I'm out.
Yeah, you're gonna get,
don't let her do
you're
it.
gonna go down the rabbit hole.
Okay, so back to Big L, right?
Yeah.
So I'm listening to it. I call myself just kicking it. I want to put a stake in the ground, and then I thought, there's got to be hundreds of other references of corners. So I just started thinking, and I wrote an email to my friends. I got this idea. Send me whatever you could think of.
So you called your
Other
nerdy
nerds.
rap collective, and they were like, "We can contribute to this."
Oh my God, I could totally think of something.
No, everybody keeps sending, and today, every day, people send me, oh, what about back in the days on the Boulevard of Linden?
Right.
I mean,
And these
I
are
thought you
obviously
did
people that
that
aren't
one,
from Linden Boulevard is like 8 miles long.
Yeah, but you got to go in front of that where they did the video.
No, that's
Yeah.
not. See, the verse, that lyric doesn't. It's not
you have to
specific enough.
specify it that way.
However, there's a Fife lyric that says Linden 192nd. So boom, that's gonna get a spot.
But you don't
can't
think
just
it's
call it
not
Linden
specific
Boulevard.
enough when he goes back in the day on the Boulevard of Linden, and in the video they show the street sign?
But that's not in the lyric.
Yeah,
in the
I think
video,
on the
you can't see this.
Right.
This is where it gets tricky.
I have OCD, so you're making
Yeah,
perfect
you
sense
have
to me. I'm like, right,
and you know what?
he's
If I
right.
didn't do that, I could go on for days.
Forever,
People call out their blocks on every fucking
Everything.
song,
Right.
but to get a corner or a music venue, I mean, think about how many times the Latin Quarter is mentioned in old
Right.
songs.
Well,
Latin Quarter
also,
doesn't
didn't you-
exist anymore.
Didn't you have? But didn't you? You had one that I didn't like.
Carnegie Hall, where I misspelled Carnegie Hall like an idiot? That one?
Well, that's bad also. But what's the line again?
It's a Busta song. Yes, yes, y'all. We're talking it all. We're bringing the street corner to Carnegie Hall, and I put it outside of Carnegie Hall.
That's okay.
It
not
fulfills
the
the
best, but
requirement.
It
It
fits
fulfills
the
the
requirement for
requirements.
you.
You're not afraid of copycats? You know, someone sees this idea, they're like, okay, well, I'm going to get a jump on the ones that he did not do yet.
Yeah, they should write to me and I'll do it. You know, but if they want to go ahead, I can't stop people from. You know, it's not
Yeah, you can't-
imitations
don't
of the
drive
sincerest
yourself
form
crazy.
of flattery, right?
I guess if as long as it looked good.
Yeah, how do
cares?
we know there's going to be yours specifically?
Well, it says my name on it on the bottom.
Okay.
For one, and two,
And
it's
no one else has done it yet. You're already jumping the gun.
No, but
No, but people are writing me-
are like, yo.
No, people are writing me from Los Angeles. A guy from Philly wrote me and he said you should do it in Philly. I said great, send me verses and I'll fact check them.
Instead
and
of you doing it
one day I'll
yourself.
come to Philly.
Yeah.
And then I think 2 hours later he sent me 20 verses. Half of them were MCs I never heard of, but others were good.
Let me tell you right now.
Trying to put his mans in them on.
No, but yeah, I think he was. But then I said, all right, listen, I'll design them. I'll have them printed. You PayPal me some money. You pay for them. You go install them, and you have to look where the holes are on the poles so you can like make sure it works. And then he's like,
Ain't nobody
got time for that.
It really depends on the risk, and he
Because you're spending money to make the signs.
Right.
Then you're risking getting in some trouble. Not a huge deal,
Not a
but
huge
some
deal.
potential trouble. But I would think the overall process of printing them and everything, it's an effort. Like you're actually taking the time and spending money to contribute to the culture, which is pretty cool.
Like the new form of bombing, kind of.
What kind of trouble
really
would you get
bummer.
in? Like graffiti?
I got in
or
trouble. I've done this.
Not littering.
It's some sort of vandalism,
Yeah.
but they're easily removed. If the last time I employed this technique to do a project, the New York Times ended up writing like a half-page article, and then I knew that was going to be a problem for me. And the next day or 2 days later, I got a
What was
cease and desist letter. What was the project?
Yeah.
There's actually one right outside of here. It's been here for 2 years. I can't believe it. I formed like a fake organization called the Metropolitan Etiquette Authority, and I riffed on the MTA logo, but I put MEA, Metropolitan Etiquette Authority. And it first started with the subway etiquette project years ago. I made these posters with rules on how to behave on the subway, and I put them up all over the trains, and that shit blew up, which was crazy. Animal covered it also, and it just went bananas. And then like a year later, I made these metal signs like this that had, sort of, one said clean up after your horse. That's the one that's right in front of the post office here. I can't believe it's still there. And it's a silhouette of like a
Horse taking shit.
No, a police officer, like a mounted cop on a horse with a big pile of shit with the red hash mark under it. It says clean up after your horse. So I was just targeting the cops because they why is that okay?
Right.
Not like it's a problem all over the city, but in neighborhoods where there are the, whatever you call
real
them.
talk. You just tapped into something so real. If I see a human being not pick up after their dog, I consider you to be, as a dog owner, the filth of the earth.
What do you say anything, or do you just
I don't
walk
think
away?
I've seen it. I don't think I ever. You just see the shit there.
Right.
I don't think I've ever watched it. I think I would say something. I think
seen
I
it.
probably would be like, yo, 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 whoa, whoa. Like it's crazy. And hopefully they'd be like, no, I'm going to grab a bag from over there. And I'd be like, they better come back. But the horses, they drop pounds of shit. No one cares. Horse shit all over the city. Who
And
cares?
often in bike lanes, and I ride my bike everywhere, and then
Your
if you're
bike's
riding
covered
and
in
there's
shit.
No, if you ride through it, then it kicks up all over your back, so you can't ride through it. Yeah. So you have to swerve out of the way, and
That's
then you
dangerous.
swerve into traffic and get killed. And it's because why don't you just put a
Bloomberg-
little bag under the horse's ass like the Central Park guys? The cops, they just shit all over the city.
That's
they
what
don't
the
care.
Central Park guys do?
Yeah, if you see the buggies, there's like a big nasty bag catching there. They shit all day, horses.
Where are we going with this conversation? Can we get back to art?
But I
We already
digress.
were-
But I digress.
We moved on to horse shit. Excuse me, do you have a problem? Literally, we were talking about horse shit.
No, and how
Literally.
to collect it, how
Yes.
to bag it up.
Yeah, this is important.
This
No,
is- we're
so
trying to
let's bring it.
help New York, man.
Let's bring it back. So I made a bunch of signs that was one of them. That was the funniest one. One said, "Pay attention while walking," and it had a silhouette of somebody staring at their phone with a line through it, and it said, "So pay attention while walking. Your Facebook status update can wait." And that's one that kind of took off, and people were talking about. But anyway, so that got a lot of attention, and then I got a cease and desist letter from the DOT.
Right.
And
The Department of
Transportation. Yeah, directly from the head, like the Bloomberg appointed head of the Department of Transportation.
Cut it out.
Huh? I have it. I'm going to frame it. No, I have it. So my older brother's a lawyer, and in my response, instead of even admitting guilt to it, what I did was wrote a whole letter about how we should collaborate, and you guys are trying to get people to act certain ways in areas in the city, and it doesn't work. Here I did something on my own. It got way more attention. Why don't we join forces? And I'll write up a scope, and I'm a graphic designer. It's my job. But I didn't hear anything back.
No,
I think they were like, "Fuck you, man. We don't want you broke the law. We're not going to collaborate."
You want to get an art collabo with bureaucrats. It's not. It's
yeah.
They don't get that part.
Yeah. He was annoyed. He even had to write that letter, or at least sign it.
They had to. Once the New York Times, if you don't respond to that,
it's probably like a legal issue.
Yeah.
Like with all this press, they have to have something on record to show that they try to
do something,
get you to stop.
This, I don't think the press that this has been. It's a little bit more of a niche project, so I don't know that they're
too hip hoppy.
I don't know that they're. I mean, there's been mainstream coverage, but I don't.
No, I'm saying, but
what's
the biggest coverage you got?
We were on the Huffington Post.
That's true.
Yeah.
HuffPo.
We were on Boom. A lot of blogs. Something like 90 blogs reblogged it and put it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So wait,
a lot
it's
of
like
traffic.
how long?
Daily
is the video?
News.
The video's about 4 minutes.
And everybody's reposting that specific
The whole
video.
video.
Is anybody making their own videos, seeing the signs and recording it or putting pictures up?
I don't even know if there's that many left up, so they can even make a video like that.
How many views do you have?
On the video, about 150,000, and then on Vimeo, we have about 50,000.
Why did you start? It started on Vimeo, right?
It started on YouTube.
Oh, and then it went to Vimeo?
We put them both at the same time, but the traffic spike really started on
Don't
YouTube.
ever do that again. Please don't ever do that again. Don't ever put anything on Vimeo.
But if we put it on Vimeo, we got the Vimeo staff pick, and then that brought us a lot of traffic.
Oh, that brings some traffic?
Yeah.
Why are you hating on Vimeo?
No, it's not. For whatever reason, to me, Vimeo doesn't get passed around. How often do you get someone to send you a Vimeo link versus how many times you get a YouTube link?
No, Vimeo, I think, has a lot, a better quality.
It does.
It's for filmmakers. And if you want to put it up so other filmmakers can watch the video too,
right.
That's
what it's for.
Exactly.
But once that post exists on a blog, I would never post the Vimeo link because for whatever reason, I think users are more familiar. This is just my opinion, but I think users are more familiar with YouTube and they know how to click right on the top of the video and then they see it and then they can copy the link and then
it works better on
Vimeo,
mobile.
This is a real art website. I'm confused. YouTube, this is for me sending shit around. Now, unfortunately, you have real art in there and it's mixed in next to someone's remix of Gangnam Style.
Or a fight on the train.
A fight on the train. I know, it's hard. But, how old are you?
33.
When's your birthday?
November 17th, 1979.
We have the same year, birthday year.
And he has an older brother that's a lawyer.
How old's your brother?
And we've got that.
Well, obviously, I went without saying.
What was that?
Don't worry about it.
It's a
secret. It's a secret
code.
Wait.
On the secret society. Yes, it was a secret star. How was your brother?
Thing?
It was
the Chai.
The Chai, but it wasn't the Chai. It was the Star of David.
My brother's 46.
Oh wow, your brother's way older though.
Yeah, but then I have a little brother who's 26.
Jesus, your parents had an interesting run.
Well, it's a complicated story.
They're not all from same parents, both kids.
Same father.
So, okay, got it. About to say, for one marriage, that would have been very interesting. 46, 33, 26.
You should be getting busy your whole life, I think.
That's
the moral of the story.
Hey, you know what? I should pay attention to that.
Put a sign up about that.
Put a sign about that. Get busy your whole life.
Life is long.
Life is safe. That's the realest words.
Johnny Culture, that's for you.
Life is long, buddy. Life is long. Eamon, is there anything interesting you want to tell us about yourself?
What do you just
we were talking to him the whole time.
Random ass.
He's just
I want
sitting
to
there.
say working with Jay was the most fun I had on a shoot. We put out a video almost every day on Animal, and this was the funnest. It was a lot of fun. And yeah, we do a lot of graffiti stuff. We do a lot of dangerous stuff, but just working with Jay and having him just be so into his art that he's willing to spend the money and take the risk and put up a sign in front of a precinct while the cops are watching. That was inspiring.
How do you do that without getting caught? I heard from a lot of graffiti people, it's just act like you belong there. Act like you're supposed to be doing it.
That's it.
You just go up la la la.
In Brownsville,
don't try to
tell him what
around.
happened. We're sitting there screwing. It starts snowing.
Yeah, no, it was snowing out of nowhere, and then he was trying to get the screw and it just wasn't working. I could see his face. He's like, "It's not working. It's not working. What do I do?" I cut all that at the video. Don't worry about it.
Right.
No, but then the cop car pulls out and
Yeah,
stops
with the
light.
sirens on. Yeah, and then it just stops at the light and just keeps going.
There was a red light. Right, I'm here. You're the cop car,
Yeah.
and I'm just seeing him in my peripheral vision. I'm fumbling like an idiot trying to screw it in. But then, like, what does it really look like I'm doing anyway? It doesn't look like I'm doing anything.
What does it look like you're
And
doing?
he's videoing, so it's like I don't know what he thought, but my heart was beating out of my chest.
Why would they care?
Why would they care?
Why would they care?
Like they would be more
Because I'm calling them clockers when they
Right
eventually
there.
come and look at it.
they
But
would be more concerned with just a random black guy wearing Timberlands doing nothing than they would be about a white guy with a camera putting up a sign. They're not going to even notice.
But you don't look fully white.
I get that a lot.
What are you? He doesn't.
Right.
German, Russian, Polish.
Because I would think he was Puerto Rican. Do you
It's
get
good.
that
I
a
can
lot?
travel to a lot of places and blend in with the culture.
I think K-Fox is feeling the mix. I think you like the white mix,
I love
don't
his
you?
hair. He has really good hair.
The good hair.
I got a fresh haircut for the
See?
TV thing.
Thank you.
Well,
Women
you're on a
notice
run.
things like that.
He's in the middle of a media run, so he's got to go all the way in.
But you didn't get the memo.
I thought it was going to be a radio interview.
Easy.
I like the scruffy look too. It's good. It's good.
The girls like it. It's
You know
fine.
what? It's been a good time. It's been good at times. It's been bad at times. What else? Do you have any cool projects coming up we should look for? Or just more of the signs?
I have an ongoing. You take cabs? You guys take cabs in this
I
town?
take cabs,
Yeah.
yes.
Occasionally.
I do take cabs quite often.
Well, I take cabs sometimes, but I ride my bike all over town, and there's people open cab doors into bike lanes and
Yeah.
every day. And
Oh, I've seen this.
have you? Good.
Yeah.
That's good. Then it's
Is
working.
it a magnet?
It's a sticker.
Let me see. I think I've seen
This
this.
is all I have on me, but please take them, use them. So you stick them on the partition in cabs. I mean, you ask
Yes.
permission from the taxi driver
I've
if you
seen
can
this.
put it on the partition. You've gotten in a cab and seen it?
Yes.
That's banging.
Yeah, I've seen this.
I've been doing it for like 2 years. It's just I got into a cab for the first time last week and saw them.
Oh, meaning someone actually put it up.
Or I did. Somebody did. I gave them out to bike shops all over the city when I first made them, but I have thousands of them. I'd like to see them in every cab, but then the city started doing their own campaign. You were just showing me a picture.
Which you should be happy about, but really you're like, fuck that!
Yeah, they stole my shit.
What
Whatever.
do
it's
they
the
say?
same.
What does the city
It
say?
says look. You know, have you seen the look things that they've been putting on the
Yeah.
street? It's that same logo, look, and it has an image of a car door open, like look out for cyclists. So good. It's for the same. Excuse me. It's for the same.
It's such
goal.
a terrible injury to have happen that is yet on paper so funny when you picture it.
Yeah.
Person on bike, door,
And
flying.
you think of that
over
Red
this-
Man video with the girl on the bike?
Exactly.
And
Like that's what you picture, and it's like
yeah, it's not funny when it happens.
I'm
It's
a-
terrible.
Sure.
Can I be totally honest though? I don't really I don't really fuck with your kind that much.
What does that mean?
The bike lane.
The cyclists.
Listen, you're a bikeist.
I am. No, I'm an anti-bikeist.
You're
I'm a you know what I am? I'm a car driver.
You're an anti-bikeite.
I mean, I'm a car driver, but I respect the cyclists.
I don't respect the cyclists.
Why?
I can never respect the cyclists.
I just
Why?
don't like
Why
the
not?
fact that there were lanes created specifically for the cyclists.
No, I'm
we
not
can
mad at
all be in the same.
No, I disagree with that. I think they should have a cycle and a lane.
No, it gets rid of all the parking.
I just don't like when.
You shouldn't have a car in the city. What the hell do you need a car for in the city?
See, I hate that.
Subways,
Well,
buses, bikes. What do you need a car for? You
Who-
clog up the streets.
Yeah, well, no, see, now you're going on.
Yeah,
Now
that's
you're-
too
it's
far.
too much.
That's
It's
too
not
far.
your business. It's not your business. I like my car, man.
All right. Where do you live? In the
I live
outer
like-
boroughs, it
I
makes
live
sense.
like 2 minutes away from here.
Yeah.
No. Cipha
And I drive.
Cipha and I both have absurd car situations. Like
Yeah.
we only exist in the city. We drive within the city.
That's
all the
I don't
time.
live in
But
the
I
city.
like watching. I watch DVDs in my car. I sleep in my car when I'm in between gigs and meetings and stuff. Pull
It
over,
makes
take a
sense.
nap.
I don't-
My car's like an apartment. A
I'm
mobile
obviously,
apartment.
I'm obviously joking and going too far in how I feel about bicycle riders, but I do feel like sometimes, and this happens in where I'm from in DC, it's even worse. There's designated lanes and paths, and then y'all get in the middle of traffic and break the rules of traffic. That gets me mad. Once you sign up and
What
you're
do you mean you all? What, you saying me? You
Yeah,
say I
you-
do that? I don't do that.
You never do that?
Sometimes, but
See,
not.
and they all do it. That's the thing, and everyone does it. So it's like once that bicycle goes into my lane of driving, okay, so now you're in my world, right? But then you're gonna run the light. Then you're gonna do this, and it's like, all right, just
So you're
play.
jealous. You're jealous.
A little.
Yeah.
We get
Do they-
tickets too.
Well, do
You
you?
get tickets?
Yeah.
You
I
ride on the
haven't gotten
sidewalk?
one.
You're riding on the sidewalk?
No, I definitely don't ride on the sidewalk.
I jump on that sidewalk all day.
You're not allowed to do that in your car. You do?
No,
That's
yeah,
badass.
that's even
That's
worse.
I think I
No,
saw you
my
one
bike.
time.
I jump on the sidewalk all the time.
Are you not allowed to be on sidewalks on a bike?
I don't think
No.
so.
They'll give you a ticket. They'll throw you off your bike. The police don't play.
Doesn't that seem backwards that you're not allowed to be on?
So the mayor is responsible for all this, yet the cops hate it.
What do you mean?
Like they treat cyclists like shit. Like they'll push them off. Like they're just like literally like give you like a dead arm shove.
Like,
yeah, but we all secretly pray for that. I would love for a cop to shove me off my bike. That is a blessing.
That lawsuit is your blessing.
Then my projects are funded for a couple of years, right?
Especially if it's on video. You need to have someone with a video camera at all times with you.
Can you follow him around?
Yeah, so I'm bound to get shoved off my bike.
No, because think about it, dude. You're due for it. You're doing art projects that annoy the bureaucrats. You're against the system. You're giving out bike stickers. And somehow you're going to slip through the cracks. No one's ever going to get you. You're never going to get beat up.
I wonder if you're going to I mean, I don't wish you getting in trouble. I just wonder.
No, he wants it himself. He wants a good fight with a cop to fund all his projects.
I mean all the art stuff. Because, like, you know the graffiti guy, Espo? Mm-hmm. Like, he's a friend of mine. Like, he's not allowed to own a Sharpie or a marker or a spray can. Like, he cannot own any of that stuff in the New York City limits. Like, like Giuliani and him had war. Like
what year? When was this? Late 90s?
I guess late 90s.
Yet he's doing incredible pieces all around the city legally now.
Yeah.
Great.
Amazing.
He had to become a real artist because the graffiti game was like going to send him to jail for life.
It leads that way sometimes.
Yeah, it does.
Positive spin.
Turn up.
Turn up. Thanks for joining us, man.
Thanks for having me.
You have anything else you want to say to the world?
Send me lyrics. If I missed...
How do they send you lyrics?
So there's a Twitter account that my brother and I run that's just at the rap quotes.
Right.
Send them to me there, and I'll probably make them if they're specific enough. It has to be a corner or a venue or a specific location.
I
hope you guys.
Do you have any
you live and breathe hip hop. I hope you guys send me 5 by the time I get home.
Ones?
Any Biggie ones? No. Biggie just calls it. Find one.
Well, that's the Hot 97 one.
I think there's a St. James one, right? Isn't that St. James reference? One of the. I can't hear you, Shawnee.
Chubb Rock calls out St. James, but he says St. James, the kids on St. James between Green and Gates. So that's a spot I can mark, but you can't just call out the Ave.
What about any freestyle lyrics? Lisa? Not really? Just hip hop?
No. Maybe.
Hell's Kitchen?
Yeah, people are saying, where are the female MCs? I said, send me.